Welcome back, everybody, to Crusader Kings 2? Welcome back, everybody, to Crusader Kings 2. Today, I have something extremely special for you. This has been a lot of time and effort. A surprising amount of time and effort has gone into getting two very complicated and very revolutionary CK2 mods to try and cooperate to some extent. We have featured in this series, we've got, of course, the incredible Rise to Power mod, allowing us to play as those landless characters and work up from nothing. We also have, in the blue corner, Mythos 2, historical fantasy for Crusader Kings 2, which adds vampires, gods, werewolves, zombies, dragons, giants, everything mythological and fantastical. The goal for this series is something I've also brewed up myself. We're also playing with one of my own sub-mods here as well. I've got to give a shout out before we continue to Might Knight, though, the developer of Rise to Power, who's been a massive help with this complete mess. Picked up on a couple of things that I actually missed trying to get these mods working together. So, let me show you the plan for this series, the complex and just ridiculously stupid idea we've got. So, over here in the furthest corners of Southeast Europe, except not really, there is a single man. You know who he is, even if you don't recognize the province. You will recognize this man when I show you Vlad Draculesti, I think is how you would probably say that. We're not going to be playing, my friends, as Vlad. Oh, if you're interested in the laws and rules, there you go. There's some other stuff as well. I've made it quite tricky for holding land, its independence, whatever. It doesn't matter too much. Just more difficulty, basically, for the rules. We're not going to be playing as Vlad the Impaler, or Count Dracula, or whoever you want to refer to him. Though in Mythos, he is a vampiric gentleman. We have a whole new scenario that I've thrown together for us here to take full advantage of both Rise to Power and Mythos in unison. Whoever wrote this clearly did not spend more than 2 seconds proofreading it. However, I will try and translate Mr. Streamer talk into the English language. As you have grown old, so too has your body grown frail. The names and rumors that followed you in your prime had been buried, and you remain a shadow of your former self. It is too late to begin a new journey of your own. My son, though, my other son, we become founder of a bloodline, which I'll show off in a second. And, more importantly, we begin playing as not Vlad the Impaler, but in fact as his son, who we are going to be taking through Rise to Power. Not only that, there is a twist. The great Hellenic and Germanic Pantheons have descended to Earth to reunify their dwindling followers in the hopes of defying the Abrahamic religions that have otherwise usurped their dominance. Zeus and the Hellenic gods have descended on Byzantium and utterly subsumed the once realm of the Ecumenical Patriarch. In the north, Odin and his Pantheon of Aesir have established a foothold amongst the Norse people. Across the known earth, creatures stir and beings once believed to be only myth have made themselves known once again. In Southeast Europe, the progeny of one of the most potent creatures of the night seeks to carve a name for himself by sating its thirst once and for all. They will make a fine meal, my friends. We have played as a god in CK2. We have worked up from very little to everything, as ascended to a god. We have slain gods in CK2 as, of course, the incredible Brandemina, the Holy, the Mighty Warrior, of course, the last character we played as in the Mythos campaign. We've never eaten a god before, which is what I figured. If we're playing a vampire, we need to go full board here. And what could be the tastiest vampire dish of all than the gods themselves? Asgard gain control of Svitjod, obviously up in Sweden. They're going to take control of the upland area. The Olympians gain control of Byzantium, the Byzantine Empire. God King Zeus, opinion of us changes by -25. Same with Odin, whose opinion also changes us by -25, because we are going to devour them. The ultimate success of this series will be to devour the gods themselves. And like I said, I've added my own little mini-mod here to make all of that possible. Welcome to Rise to Power. Of course, we recognize this screen from our previous little adventures here. We're going to start as the bastard son of Vlad the Impaler. Whole reason we got the bloodline there is so obviously we can keep track of that, because we are a bastard character, not officially recognized, but we do carry the blood of Dracula deep within ourselves. The blood of Dracula, of course, added by, a variant of another bloodline added in Mythos, gives us some things that, to be honest, I don't even know what they do. Follows vampiric inheritance, feeding weakens well-bred victims, gain better attributes from feeding on well-bred characters. So it sounds as if we need to pick our targets well, and we need to build this character up into somebody capable of defeating the gods. It sounds as if this bloodline will give us that step up necessary to do it. No Chalcedonian quite yet. We are an unlanded, regular old vampire fella, bastard son of Vlad the Impaler, kicking around in the court of this fella here. Cosma of Muntinia, which I've no idea. I've never heard of that before. We never really play in this region either, so I thought it would give us a nice excuse to play again in sort of Southeast Europe. We've obviously played in Greece, in the Byzantine Empire, but never really in this zone. Wow, where do we even start? Well, firstly, let me show you the decisions menu. As I said, I've thrown in some of my own little stuff here. So we have the... I won't talk about the elephant in the room quite yet. We have some of the Mythos vampiric endgame cult goals here. Fucking hiccups. Now is not the time, brother. We've got found vampiric culture. We have to establish a kingdom for our vampire kin, and it may be finally safe to live freely and openly amongst our people so we can actually make vampirism a worldly thing, because right now we're obviously hunted to the ends of the earth by monster hunters, by people who aren't particularly tolerant of you biting and draining their blood for whatever selfish reason they've got of that. We need to be higher than a duke. We need to be openly vampiric, so has the trait known vampire. We can found a highborn family, which I believe gives us a bloodline, again, giving us access to certain various features there. If we're a duke, king, or emperor, if we have the trait known vampire, and if we have the culture vampiric. So this is very much our first stepping stone there. Then eventually, of course, we can found the vampiric empire. But as I said, I've added a step even beyond that one. The blood divinity option here. Having consumed the blood of the very gods themselves, it wouldn't make much to convince others of your own divinity. It doesn't just end there with rise to power, building ourselves up with all of our vampire features. Added by Mythos as well is the Luciferian religion. For whatever reason, they've gone for the design choice in Mythos to make it so that vampires are are Luciferian in their nature, are satanic in their nature, so maybe somewhat akin to, as we've seen in, say, Prince of Darkness, for example. Obviously, they descend from, in that world, they come from, Abel, obviously. So in this, I guess it's a similar inspiration there, but we are sort of Catholic. We're not, sort of Christian. We're not in the Christian group there. We are other religion groups, but the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, have a negative opinion of us as a result of that. To any moral authority, we have to build up the Luciferian religion at the same time. It's more of a vampiric religion, I think, might be the safest way to do it, because it's only vampires that are actually part of this one. We've got some traits as well. We are vampire, secret vampire, and zero hunger. What's cool about this is I actually had no idea this was a dynamic thing. So this character's unholy thirst for blood is sated. You are unlikely to be caught. You have to keep yourself fed, otherwise you can be caught, and if you are caught, you will be staked, burnt, whatever happens to vampires in this world. Changed since last month, so we've got hunger since last month. Makes a lot of sense. We've also got progress there, which I assume will update when we've actually done some feeding. We've got a base of plus 10 hunger, but we are also playing as Rachilde, the Devourer, who has a little bit of bonus extra gluttony there too. So we do have to try and, to make it a little harder on ourselves as well. I figured it'd be fun. We're going to be going court to court, recruiting thralls. We're going to be building up our sort of vampiric army. We could obviously vampire people in court if they make themselves known. We've got quite a low diplomatic range as well, so moving around is going to be a lot more restricted. We want to build ourselves a bit of a vampire party to start off with, I think. Make sure we go for people with exceptional skills, bring them into our fold. Then we could try and go for, say, a county with good, loyal counselors who won't care that we're a vampire. Get some thralls, make it nice and safe for ourselves, and from there, that's when we can really snowball. I think there's going to be so many ways we can play this. I think this is going to be a really, really fun playthrough. Along with that, too, we have our, we have some various societies here. I have gone for the Orders of Chivalry and Great Trade League again, because we're playing obviously very small, so we need all the help we can really get. We've got the other societies, too, added by Rise to Power. There's only 2 of them available to us right now. I think it still has to do a bit more initialization, but normally it does work kind of fine. Wow, we got a lot to see then, huh? So, last time, of course, the arena, it was actually the prestige that really got us that it was the joust, wasn't it? That got us enough prestige to make ourselves known as a noble. It'd be kind of fun if we could, and this is the reason I wanted to leave Vlad the Impaler around, so that he can get it to his own stuff as well. He's got another son that can take over his round too. I think it'd be fun if we could maybe get Vlad the Impaler to recognize us as his official, legitimate son. If we could become a legitimate member of House Draculesti, it doesn't matter if not, you know, they'll still do their own thing elsewhere. But I think it'd be kind of cool if we could ascend to those heights. So first things first, whose court we're in? So we're in the court of Cosma of Mutinia. Our fellow courtiers include some fellows. We need allies, don't we, straight off the bat here, because Feeney is going to be extremely dangerous. This is very much early on going to be make or break. Oh god, he's got Summoner in his court. Wow, magician capable of summoning beings from other lands. That could be a powerful ally to make. If we're going to make ourselves a thrall, if we're going to grab ourselves, that could be quite interesting. I don't even know where to start. We can find a spouse. That probably wouldn't hurt. We're a vampire, but we can still have kids and things like that. Now, vampires aren't inherently immortal in Mythos. They get some martial, some intrigue, some diplomacy. They get +3 health, which will help us fight off diseases, but certainly is far, far, far from being immortal. We might live to like 70, 80 years old before we die, assuming, you know, good health otherwise. Let's find a spouse to start off with then. Start building a little dynasty of our own. Maybe then get legitimized. We can also start looking into things like magic, because we count as a magical creature. We could start doing some studies into that. That would obviously help out with personal combat if we want to go down that route again. Fuck, I don't even know where to start. It's like too many options here. I'm kind of got the burden of choice. Let's find a spouse. That seems like the obvious first option. I'm at a local fair, which comes alive in the mid-afternoon. The bustling square smells of perfumes and sweet fruits ripe to bursting. The earthiness of ale and hay. I stop to gaze idly on the bolts of rich cloth that I cannot afford, not even daring to touch. Oh no. As I turn away, I catch sight of an enthralling woman nearby, laughing at a jest I did not hear. I see nothing that suggests she is married, but perhaps today I'm lucky and she would like to be. She's not. I can't do it, really. Is he shy or something? Proud, greedy, gluttonous? No, I think he just screwed it up there. That's okay. Don't worry. Plenty of other opportunities. We didn't get stressed or depressed from that, which is good, because I imagine if we've got those, it might make it harder to try it in the future. I should have marked it special interest. Damn it, my bad. We can always try and fight in the arena. We've got 43 personal combat, to be fair. Blood of Dracula gives us plus 15. We've got that sort of unnatural ability there. Vampire, same story. He is a gluttonous man. He is the Devourer, after all, which gives him minus 10 to his personal combat. Genius, ambitious, cool. I think Vlad himself is quick. So we are a slight upgrade from this guy. Is semi-random, I should point out. Okay, fair enough. We actually kind of rolled a really good character here, too. Maybe we should try the arena. 43 personal combat. It's not like we're going to die, and even if we get wounded, we've got the vampiric power going for us, so we've got the plus 3 health, right? I'm going to give it a go. Let's see if we can. Oh, God, we're going to die instantly, aren't we? Go on, then. Or we could take Craven. You know what? Fuck this. Gain Craven, lose 50 prestige. 20 personal combat. Gladiator. I think we could take him out. Also, Luciferian. Perhaps, you know, maybe just not strictly Christian might be the right word for that. Bring it on, Scrub. 10% chance getting... I assume this is if we win, right? Oh, nice. We actually did it. Excellent work. My axe fit one into my hand, and the ground felt firm beneath me. I moved gracefully and struck once. I did not need to strike again. Walk away for us. What happens if we kill him? Merciless. Probably not going to do that. The prestige is more than enough. The bunch prestige is what we really need to focus on here. Can we join any societies as Landless? Assassins? Whoa, that'd be kind of cool. The Landless Assassin Vampire. Looking to make a name for himself. Looking to earn enough gold, enough prestige. I so rarely join the Assassins as well. This was a route I didn't really think we could go down, but we might as well. None of these other societies are going to take us anytime soon. For low rank happened to us. A little bit insulting, I won't lie. And we could at some stage as well buy ourselves a horse. It's nice to see that mod working too. China I've put us open, but of course we can't do anything with that because, well, they're also isolation and civil war, but we're unlanded, so the Emperor does not give a shit about us, unfortunately. So we could try and... We've got no people in our court, because of course we don't even have a court. I forgot how difficult it was starting off as Bastard. We have to basically get ourselves legitimized before we can do anything else. Ooh, Mercenary though. Hopefully this won't, because it counts as a way as court, I don't think the Assassins will offer us a position. But obviously we know from this, after being a mercenary, they give us a job as a, it's not a postulant, is it? Like a sellsword or something like that. Which basically means we're kind of just hanging around selling our combat services. We're going to go for this again, even if we get wounded. Doesn't matter too much, because we should be fine because of our vampiric trait. Let's choose a focus then. What have we got going for us this time? I think magic would be... Also, bear in mind, we are playing with Mythos. We're playing with just a Frankenstein's monster of mods that should not be possible. It took me a lot of patching to get this together. Should also probably point this out. Maybe should have pointed this out earlier on. Maybe don't bother the Mythos devs. If you've seen what I've got going on here, a lot of this is down to myself. Mythos devs, the Rise to Power devs probably can't help you too much with this. If you've got any questions about the series, come to me, because I've obviously thrown this together, so I can help sort you guys through that. Let's go for magic to start off with. It also gives us bonus health, but I feel like this is an opportunity we can't really afford to pass up. Try and get something quite nice out that we could gain studying alchemy, or do you want to study herbalism? I mean, alchemy seems like the obvious choice. And it will give us a bit of funds for the rest of our journey. That will obviously give us the funds we can actually use to move between courts, and like I said, recruit some vampiric servants, some thralls, some people to actually join us in our court. That'd be kind of nice. Get our party together. Herbalism, I'm not really sure what... We could become a doctor. I think, obviously, we've got to go for alchemy. That seems like a fairly obvious choice. Oh, they've come to us for a bit of advice. I guess as well we're out on our mercenary campaign, they've asked us to help settle a dispute between some farmers. Do we want to force the farmer to pay his neighbor because of the piglets that he can't afford to keep, or keep one piglet each, the rest belongs to me? We can offer to take them with us on our mercenary band, so we get a little pig friend. I think we'll take Just to start off with. Actually, do we want to take Just? It's not really in the character, is it? A cruel, proud, greedy, gluttonous man? I feel like justice is not his top priority. The 1 gold is quite tempting when we're earning, that's like a month worth of cash. Or we get Just, which... Oh, man. Are we a particularly just man? I feel like we're going out into the world to try and devour the gods. That doesn't strike me as a particularly just character to start off with. Hey, we're home. There we are. Temporary job with the mercenary band. Oh, is this the same one again? We're immediately being conscripted once again. Next time we come home, I need to remember to try and try and get ourselves married before we really head out. Maybe get another member of our dynasty. Again, we're not immortal, and we're already starting off 37 because we're Vlad the Impaler's son, and he's bloody ancient at this stage. So we should do... Excuse me? Oh, right. Yeah. Of course, the Crusaders started. Olympus is Hellenic, and the Byzantine Empire is under Zeus. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What's he up to right now? Oh, no. He's already attacking other Christians. You know what? Good for you. That's fine. Or I say other Christians. I mean, Christian neighbors that he's got. Foolish posturing. We don't care. Except, however, the Knights Templar, the Knights of St. John, and all the other Holy Orders going to spawn now. So that could be a bit of a problem for us when we're trying to avoid the Inquisition. Oh, yikes. So one thing I just noticed there, we had the sort of new trait sound. I thought it would give us a notification or something, but actually our hunger is just growing passively in the background here. Makes obviously a lot of sense. This character hungers for human blood. You're slightly more likely to be caught. Changing the last month is plus 15. Progress is 5%. I don't know what that's progress towards. I guess that's maybe going feral or being caught or becoming desperate, maybe even death itself. Base plus 10, we've got gluttonous 2. But from the looks of it, the hungrier they are, the better we are at being able to hunt people down. Makes a lot of sense. You know, we're more driven. We've got intrigue plus 2 assassination. Oh, the assassination chance is kind of cool. And personal combat skill plus 16. So it could be kind of a balancing act. If we're fighting in the arena, if we're off fighting a war, if we're getting into a lot of personal combat, things like that, especially with the assassins too, with the intrigue bonus, it might be better to stay hungry for a while. I need to work out how we actually feed on people, because I've never played as a... Oh shit, that's expensive. We can't afford that with just a sellsword. Yeah, I've never played as a vampire before in Mythos, so we'll keep an eye on that one. We'll see what we can do. Seeking greater magical power, I've come across information related to a grimoire known as the Lesser Key of Solomon. In it are the names of 72 demons and instructions on summoning them. Try and find a copy. We lose 40 gold, but there's a chance we can get a book that will give us information on how to become a better magician. Essentially, it gives us a lot of bonuses. You can only use it, I believe, if you are a magical creature as well. No good comes from consorting with demons. We are a good, pious man, hail Satan and all that. No, I think we'll spend the gold on this one. Puts us a little bit in debt. Oh, it just took all of our gold rather than... I swear that said it took 40 gold. Never mind, it doesn't matter too much. That's fine. That's okay. But the issue with this event is, from what I remember, you're not guaranteed to get it. It takes a long time to actually track down a book. Oh, I found a book. It's in the home of a heathen witch. I'm fairly certain I could sneak in and steal it without her noticing. What happens if we're caught by a witch? Stealing is wrong. I feel like we're a bit past that, Chief. It's a book to summon demons. 71% chance of adding the Lesser Key of Solomon to the treasury of Rothschild the Devourer. This will be easy. Alright, let's do it. Let's see if we can grab it. No! Oh, we got cursed. Oh, that's not great. How bad could the curse be? It's martial plus 2, diplomacy plus 2, stewardship minus 2, and personal combat skill minus 8. Yikes. It's not terrible right now, but that revolt risk in the future could be lethal. Whoa. Is this what I think it is? Most guests have departed in the evening, extended to early morning, yet Asenet and I are deep in conversation. We're talking about religion, righteousness, and how to do the right thing. She expresses her admiration for those willing to give their life fighting for their beliefs. I agree, Asenet. If only we could be more like them. Interesting. This is not an impossible wish for a child. Are you ready to kill? And if he wills it, get killed to defend the word of his prophet and the rightful heir. I mean, this to us is a means to an end. We're doing this so that we can earn some money. We could also use it as an excuse to get some food without, oh god, you're a good deal more likely to be caught. That's vague enough to have me worried. We could also use this as an excuse to feed on people. If we feed on them, assassinate them afterwards, I think that sounds fairly safe. A vampire assassin seems like quite a nice combo. I am Asenet. You say there is a way. I do, Rothschild, says Asenet with a solemn, almost ceremonial voice. There is an order devoted to Allah and the rightful caliph, one who defends the true faith and brings vengeance to their persecutors. Me, an assassin? Perhaps this is destiny. Never joined the assassins before in CK2. Well, I have, but I've never really got very far with it. So this is going to be fairly interesting. I've only got give me a break. I've only got 5,000 hours in this game, okay? I would carry out Allah's wishes in secret no matter the risk. Yeah, we will secretly convert, but we're not going to openly convert. I feel like if they're probably not too pleased about us being joined part of this anyway, given the whole Luciferian thing. Excellent. I set my head towards the voice. A hooded figure steps out of the shadows by the door and hands me a piece of parchment. Before we continue, must sign this as a written pledge of allegiance to the Grand Master, a routine, a safety measure. Of course, let me find my quill. Nice. The Grand Master will be pleased, Rothschild. You will now receive an invitation to our stronghold, but for now go back to bed. You will need the rest. Oh, farewell, I suppose. Okay. I don't remember exactly what happens. We're going to go on a journey to Mosul. It was comfortable, however, the dwindling man's path to the assassin stronghold was a torment to tread. I am ready to serve, propagandist. There is no time for pleasantries, not even a moment to catch my breath before Propagandist Alley leads me through another door down a spiraling stone staircase. We descend in silence, the stairs, and the propagandist opens the door, revealing a gloomy basement room and a figure kneeling on the floor. Who is that? Who could it be? I was going to say, we've got no family members. We're a bastard. They don't know who we're related to. This is your test. He pulls the hood from a man's head. It's one of my servants. I mean, I guess it's one of the people who are serving us, maybe like some shoe shiner in the army, something like that. If it is the Grandmaster's wish, end him. End him righteously. Can we eat him afterwards? We're getting a little bit hangry here, brother. My life's for Lucifer. Praise be the assassins. Don't say that too loud. For God's sake, that's not off to a great start. Things you don't expect to see within the first 15 minutes of a CK2 campaign. Could say for Greece. The Pope has declared the Christian Kingdom war against Olympus. Oh my god, and we're right smack bang in the middle of it. Okay, this is going to be interesting then, huh? How powerful are Olympus right now? 18,000 men. Defending against the Pope. So it's God King Zeus. Photinios of Atelia. Ocean of Chaldea. So it's all various sort of Greek provinces, states, subholdings of Zeus there. But of course, they are fighting many, many gods. Artemis leading an army. We've got Ares leading an army. Zeus himself leading an army. Now, they are gods at the end of the day, so their defenses, their power is going to be insane. I've also tweaked them slightly. I've given them 100% plot power defense and 800 personal. To be honest, I should up the plot power defense a bit more so that the gods aren't assassinated like they were in last campaign, so they don't just drop down dead. Doesn't matter which one we eat. Each one will give us access to the bloodline at the end of the day, and that's what we're going for. This is what we need to really awaken our true power as well. Okay. There's a bit of a war in heaven. We're just going to keep our head down. Just do some assassin's work. Do some, oh shit, we're getting fairly angry. Maybe I should look into eating someone. I had to do a little bit of mid-episode readjustment there because Mythos never expected anything like this to happen, obviously playing as an unlanded character. So the way it works right now is that we can target anybody within our liege's court. We could target any of these guys, turn them, drink some blood, or drink blood. Likely to kill him. Ah, okay, I see. Fair enough. So obviously it's a much more risky. Could get caught and staked if we do that. Hence the whole chance of being caught thing from the hunger bar. You're much more likely to be caught. Oh shit. So we need to go ahead and eat someone very quickly there. But like I said, it only works for people within, because we are a courtier, an unlanded character in this guy's castle town essentially. So we can't just go to some random dude over in Serbia, for example, and drink his wife. That's the other series. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get away with not starving to death. Who's the weakest? Who's the most susceptible? Probably none of his commanders. You're slothful, craven, trusting. He seems like a good target. Minus 12 personal combat. We've got Valeriu here. Not too terrible. And I assume we can't target children. We can target children. Interesting. What was that? What was that guy? The coward will bite you first. Drink blood. We could even offer to turn him. But again, we need to... Oh, your acceptance increased by your diplomacy. Nice. Okay, cool. Like I was saying, this is where we can really use Rise to Power to our advantage. If we find a particularly cool character, somebody that we think would be worth joining our band of merry vampires, we can try and work our way over to their court, try and earn enough money to get over there and recruit them to our band so that we have some courtiers, because of course technically we don't have any courtiers because we're an unlanded dude. Okay, let's go back to him for a second and see if he's willing to offer us a little bit of... We've done it? Oh, thank God. As the blood of your victim slides through your throat, you feel power coursing through your veins. What strength Nicola once had, Nicola, is now yours. I am renewed. 75% chance, no effect. 25% chance, no effect. So I was doing that's 25% chance to be caught. Hunger progress is set back to 0. Starving is removed from Richard the Devourer. We lose hunger and gain base hunger. Poor Nicola is dead as dicks. Oh no! Well, that's not... Oh shit, that's not a good start. We've already been caught. After my sudden and inexplicable recovery, there's no use in hiding what I am. Everybody knows that I'm a vampire. I didn't know we had to be so careful. Oh, for fuck's sake. At least I don't need to hide now. We lose secret vampire again. General opinion minus 30. Fertility minus 5,000%. Surely that means we can't have any more babbies. Why would that give fertility minus 5,000%, yet being a regular vampire wouldn't? So that means if you are uncovered as a vampire, you can't have kids anymore, which I disagree with. I don't think that makes much sense, personally. I thought I'd better adjust that slightly, given that I think it might be a bug, because again, known vampires, I did double check it, don't have any fertility minuses whatsoever. Sorry, secret vampires. Yeah, when you become known, what, your dick drops clean off? Doesn't make much sense. Now, bear in mind, we've already technically got a much harder job of having kids anyway, because we've got minus 25% general opinion. They're going to accept marriages way less frequently. Our wives are going to hate us more, because if your spouse is your lover, that gives a 1.5 times bonus to having kids. So that's going to be less likely to happen. So you've already got that lower chance anyway. We've already got enough on our plate without having to worry about no Dynasty members just because we got caught due to being unlucky. Feel like that's a little unfair. So that's fine. Bear in mind that'll also affect the AI. So it might be a bit of a double-edged sword to some extent. Okay, cool. Are we home? We're still cell sorting. Hopefully we come back soon so we can actually, get married, because it's not looking particularly promising right now. Oh my god, he's already hungry again, you dirty large boy. 3 hunger? So you have to feed fucking constantly. Wow. There's no wonder we got bloody caught. Okay, drink some blood. Careful, Ned. Drink some blood. I failed. As I stalked through the halls, it seems it became aware of my presence and managed to escape. My wounds still ache. I need to find another victim. Shit. Drink some blood. We can't? Because when can we do it again? Okay, in like 5 days. Okay, it's fine. Don't panic. Right, stop. Drink him. Drink some blood, please. Brother, please, I'm gonna die. Please. I don't want to have to do this every 30 seconds. Give me some blood. Shit. It became aware of what I was doing. I made it an excuse, but I don't think you believe me. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Give me some blood, brother. Please. We've done it. As the blood of your victim slides through your old wounds heal, sinews strengthen, what was once Tudor's is now yours. It's only a suspicion. 75% chance, no effect. 25% chance, no effect. We gain hunger level 1. That's only set us back for like 2 minutes. But it goes up so fast. Oh god, it's already level 2 again. We are a hungry boy. This is why we need to devour the gods to deal with this once to keep all the vampiric powers, but with none of the negatives, to have our ultimate strength. We need a court of our own, to be honest. That would help out quite a lot, having our own little thralls to hang around. Maybe we should. Okay, well, obviously we need to find a spouse. Can we come home now? Please, I'm very hungry. I need a wife. Oh, no. Shit, we killed her. We just ate our leech's wife. Oh, no. Foreigner -5, Infidel -20, Gnome Vampire -25, Lucifer. He doesn't care. I guess we weren't actually caught. The maid saw us, but she didn't. We're already outed, but I guess we could get staked at any moment now. Why is he so hungry? We need to get temperate. I didn't realize that being a glutton would be such a maintenance that we'd have to worry about. I found that my superior, companion Doshtik, is a guilty pleasure. He's a slave to the carnal passions. I saw him together with Hellas myself. I want some of his influence. We can turn this guy into our rival, gain some influence, gain some divine power there with the assassins. What's our first one? We can abduct people. Oh, fuck, of course we can abduct people. We abduct them and then we eat them. This is perfect. We've also got, and in fact, if we don't kill them, we just keep them in our prison and train them over and over and over with no suspicion. It's a great play. Borrow money as well, so we could buy ourselves a little house. That's pretty good. Use hashish. Divine power in order to receive helpful visions. May negatively impact your health. I think we got bigger fish to fry than that, my friend. That one intimidates ruler for a favor. That would be quite nice. That's a cool idea. Hire ships. Fairly irrelevant, I think we can say. Mark for death and raise an army of assassins. This is a weird path we've taken here. I do want some of your influence, absolutely. Can we just try and kidnap someone then? What about, like, your wife? How do I kidnap people? Maybe you have to be landed to try and kidnap someone, because we don't actually have anywhere to keep them. I suppose we could just, like, tie them up in a forest somewhere? That's a bit strange. Yeah, we don't have any, like, guards, any way of getting food. We're out there working every day, you know, hands to the grindstone, that's not the expression, to get ourselves our own food, not just in terms of vampires, in terms of vampiric victims. I don't think we can afford to actually keep a human being fed. Oh, there we are. The feeling of Monchill's blood sliding down my throat is exquisite. I didn't want to stop, but I still let go before it was enough to kill him. Starving is removed. He's still alive. And we weren't caught. Holy shit. Okay, good. I feel like this is way too strict, particularly as we are away from court all this time. So what I think I might do is just lower how hungry our boy gets, because this is way too frequent. Like, we've already, I mean, lost our secrecy in the first hunger. So we don't have anything to fear anymore, granted. But every 2 seconds, we've got to... They actually beat Zeus? What the fuck are you playing at, my man? Unbelievable. How the fuck did he lose that? Position 1%. He's got... Wow, that's actually really genuinely quite impressive, given how much trouble I had trying to defeat them. We've decided we're ready to rank up. We've done nothing besides piss our man off. Fine, thank you. We're now a companion. Gives us murder, plot power, defense, personals, combat skill, obviously quite nice as well. Hidden from the world at large. Intimidate ruler for a favor. What if we could intimidate our guy for forgiveness? Excuse me, we could drink from our liege? I suppose we could, yeah. We're back. Okay, thank God. Exchange a few words. The offer to do a job as a guard. Accept the offer. Thank you. Finally, we have a job that doesn't involve us being out of court. Do lose another 5% because we are employed there. Find a spouse, please. And a local fair, which comes alive in the mid-afternoon. The bustling square smells of perfumes and sweets, ripe fruit to the bursting. Nice day, milady. Tips. Turban? Marries. And Angela? Okay, welcome. Angela and Rachilde are getting married. We can collect royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies. 10 gold or 13 prestige. 10 gold? That's a lot of fucking money for an unlanded random fella. That's a lot of guard pay. Give me that right there. Oh my God, we finally have someone we can drink from. Very nice. Okay. We've certainly got a lot of options as well out of nowhere. Why have we got all these options? Oh, because we're back at court, obviously. Okay, very nice. Let's go and fight in the arena. I feel like we're going to kick his ass. We've got obviously higher personal combat because we are hungry. Again, who would win? A complex scenario built with many different mods that fucking ages to throw together, or one very hungry boy? I'm going to adjust that for next time because it's just way too much to constantly be doing while we're just waiting for our guy to, like, get some gold and shit. Bring it on, scrub. Get roasted. Goodbye. Should have fed on him before we... Drink his blood. Drink his blood. Shh. I failed. Okay, he's gone. Don't worry about it. He's gone to our guy's court. That's fine. Okay, good work. That's fine. Please have Babby formed. Please, for the love of God, we need something here. And we have to have a kid. Absolute cognatic struggle. Yes. Landless lowborn. Yep, there's me right there. A child of yours, dynasty member, is randomly chosen when your character dies. So the kids are just going to fight it out amongst themselves. Who gets to divide up the very small amount of inheritance they're going to get? I see. Okay. Wait a second. There's a take concubine button. 5 prestige a go. Oh, shit. That might be necessary, though. Also, I like that as well. It says we're a guard there when you hover over that. That's really cool. Take concubine. Nothing. We would have to invite people to our court, which is impossible because, of course, we don't actually have... We can also quit our job. Oh, they've added so much to this since we played. Like, the short period of time it's been since we last looked at this. I'm quite impressed. Change magic study. Oh, right, because we are learning how to be an alchemist, too. That, I think, is going to be genuinely the way that we're going to start building ourselves up, the way that we're going to be able to start recruiting people to our vampiric party, finding people who are strong, genius, attractive, whatever. People are going to be handy for building our vampiric realm. We need the money to fund that, and the best way to do it is with the power of magic, which obviously has its downsides. It's very, very risky, very dangerous trying to do that. We run the risk of straight up losing a bunch of cash too. Speaking of which, you know I gotta do it. I can't stop myself, okay? I can't not do it. Sitting across the table, I see Radu getting ready for a friendly wager. I have a few coins to spare. We don't, but as long as he doesn't tell his wife, we'll be fine. Come on. Oh, it's all uphill from here. Radu, you just got hook, line, and sinkered, my friend. What a tragic day to be Radu. Get roasted. No, we're not going to be a mercenary anymore. We need a kid right now. We're already making a good amount of money from being a guard anyway, right? 0.05 months prestige. It's the gambling. We're going to be the world's next poker king. Do they play poker in 10th century? Not entirely sure. I'd love to be able to take some concubines, but again, we can't really do that. Can we flip over to... Maybe I should go on seduction focus rather than magic. We won't lose all of our progress as far as I know magic. To be fair, we haven't made any progress. All we got was cursed. So, send us some gold. Done. We could also offer to turn her into a vampire. Her acceptance is increased by envious, my diplomacy, direct liege, and she's also our religion. Sure. Honestly, what's the downside to doing that? We've got someone to compete with for blood, but that's not... I mean, she should be able to hunt by herself. We've got a vampiric wife. Bring her into the fold. She becomes part of the bloodline. Does she? I suppose she would. That's a cool feature. You gotta admit, that's quite a cool little mechanic there. Very nice. Follows vampiric inheritance. Right, so it's people you bite get added to the bloodline instead. Feeding weakens well-bred victims. Gain attributes from feeding on well-bred characters. So we want to... And again, another reason for moving around into different courts and stuff is that we want to find people to hunt. who have strong, genius, attractive, etc., so that we gain some bonuses from it personally, so that we're building ourselves up in terms of, well, in the long term. Oh, she's now our heir as well. Did she become our... Oh, so it's like, it's like, Prince of Darkness. Slight Prince of Darkness, in that they also become our children. That's fine. That's fine. Just a daughter-wife immediately off the bat here. It's taken how many? Brilliant. 6 years. 6 years, and we've already got ourselves a daughter-wife. Well done, everyone. Round of applause. On the plus side, though, no longer are we going to get a game over. Absolutely incredible. I could re-enable some of this shit, too. We can't make her... We can make her a spy master. We can't even make her a spy master. Okay. Do we not get... I guess there's no gender equality right now. Oh, what is going on here? Whoa. It's like CK1. For those of you who played CK2, it was a big scroll bar rather than... I feel like it's not how that's supposed to be working. Oh, no. War declaration. Who do you think? Should we give it to the council, the ruler, the council, or the ruler? Great question. Oh, no. I can fix that. Don't worry. That's a problem for the future. We're not even a ruler, so we don't need to worry about... we don't need to worry about laws or anything like that. Our enemies are growing bolder. They spread their vile heresies, poisoning the minds of our people. This cannot continue. Captain Ilghazi of the Turkoman Legion is one of the worst offenders, companion. He has become iconoclast, and he now will die a horrible, horrible death. What do I do? Assassinate him? How do I do that? Is it an entry menu? Like I said, I've never played in the Assassin before, so I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Maybe to assassinate him, we have to actually be a landed character. That would make a lot of sense. No, it's not a big deal. For the time being, we'll stick with things how it is. Obviously, I'll go and patch that. I'll make sure that as we can be this unlanded wandering assassin that we want to be. Just gonna have to have a bit of a conversation with this guy and just be like, look, we might not be a count, but we're still capable for the job. And then he'll offer us the job. Got a couple of other things to fix, but I hope you like the series concept here. I will admit, slightly inspired by our Dark Souls 3 related Twitch endeavors with I won't get too much deeper into the lore, but in Dark Souls, there's these 5 Lords of Cinder. One of them is called Ultra the Devourer, and he became a Lord of Cinder, and Lords of Cinder are these super powerful beings that keep the lights on, basically. He only became a Lord of Cinder because he ate the last Lord of Cinder, and I was like, wouldn't that be a cool concept if, with, you know, vampires and the Cannibal King's Mod and everything else, that we also became a god? And what mod offers up gods other than Mythos itself? So we are going to devour the gods eventually. It might take some time to get there, and that's the whole point. You know, it's rise to power. We're literally going to go from smallest small, unlanded bastard of Vlad the Impaler up to man who eats gods for a hobby. I'm looking forward to the rest of this series. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And of course, as per usual, we will be doing our Patreon houses, Patreon characters, so feel free to get some of those prepared, ready for, mark my words, we will build our vampire empire, so get yourselves ready for that one as well. And of course, a big shout out to the patrons for making the series possible in the first place, especially during these slightly more demonetized times. Thank you to the following people at the insane tier levels on Patreon. Big thank you to Harry McGowan, Average Gamer 419, Fakuna Vasquez, Paul, Alchemia, Booty Getter, Slippy Nips, James Shea, Justin Wallace, Aiden W, Vacuous Backers, Peyton Denisar, Somnus, Crosis, Lucas, and of course everyone else at the insane tier levels on Patreon as well. Big shout out to these guys. Thank you all for making the channel possible in the first place. It is much appreciated, as I said, especially during these slightly different times, slightly more questionable times. Thank you as well to the following patrons, including Blood for the Blood God, very appropriately, Spirit085, Mason Fireblast, Don Gaz, Jason Sushu, Tony L, Shardul, Anchor, Void Prince Kibo, Mythomatic, Yorkus, Munda Difflin, Nick, Jackson P, Justin Rules, and everyone else over on Patreon as well. Thank you guys for your support. Feel free to throw me your vampiric names, houses, and people ready for whenever we get some land. It'll be a while yet, so, you know, you got plenty of time to think about it, but of course, if you want to get in there early, feel free to. Big shout out, of course, once again, to Might Knight as well for his support with some of the Rise to Power additions that we had to quickly throw together to actually get this working. It's been a lot of effort. Go and check out both Rise to Power and Mythos. Give them a thumbs up, give them a like, of course, as per usual, as with any mods you would enjoy. Cannibal Kings as well. Didn't mention it too much, but that's what we're going to be eating people to get their bloodlines with. So go and check those out. Full mod list available in the description. See you guys all tomorrow.